Hello guys, I hope you enjoy this new feeding video. The first tarantula that we're going to feed today is the Nandu Colorado Velocis. This one is usually one of my more adventurous teas. It likes to try to get out of its enclosure quite a bit, but right now it's behaving. So I'm going to give it this cricket and hopefully we'll get a cool attack. I love how the adult coloration is already showing with this sling. Its last molt significantly brought the adult colors to the surface, so that made me very happy. When it grows up, it will have the striping on the legs like you see, and it will have a fuzzy appearance to it. It's going to be white and black striping on the legs, and the overall look of the tea will kind of have a whitish pinkish hue to it. And from what I've heard, these teas have really bad hairs. So you don't want to be haired by one of these. And it looks like I'm going to have to intervene in order to make this video a little more interesting. So I'm just going to barely prod the cricket. Are you being lazy today? There we go. There we go. It's about time. My goodness. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. 2 minutes and 45 seconds you'll never get back, folks. Alright, Nandu Colorado Velocis. Next up, let's see what we have here. I think it is time to feed the Brachypomabomi. It's been about a week since this one last molted, so we'll see if it's hungry. Got 2 crickets for you, sweetie. I bet you're hungry. And these are kind of dinky looking crickets. Yeah, hungry. Freshly molted a week ago, Brachypomabomi, Mexican fireleg. What do you think about that? Already see the beautiful reddish orange on the legs. Gorgeous tarantula right here. Very hair flicky and pretty skittish for a brachy, but they are gorgeous. Well, had no problem at all taking those down, huh? Well, good for you, sweetie. Alright. Sorry. Enjoy your meal. Alright, next up. believe this one is in pre-molt, but we'll give it a shot. Thrixopama okerti. If this one doesn't eat, that will definitely confirm that it is in pre-molt. Because this one loves to eat. In fact, let me get, just give this one cricket this time. Gave it 2 last time, so. Okay. Not quite pre-molt yet, but getting there. I love this tea. Well, I love them all. That's why I got them. One of my best eaters for sure. If you've seen my other videos featuring this tarantula, you'll know that this one is like a ninja. It's very stealth, very slow, and then boom, attacks the prey very quickly. Takes it by total surprise. Isn't that a beauty? But I do think it will be in pre-molt soon. I mean, the color's already starting to fade a little bit. The abdomen's starting to get a little big. Of course, with the designs on it, it's kind of hard to see a darker patch. But I suspect next week it's definitely going to be in pre-molt and not going to eat. Alright, we'll let that one eat in peace without scaring it to death. Okay. That was the Thrixopama okerti, in case you didn't catch that. Alright, what do we have next? Oh, let's get this one over with. I don't sound too excited about this one, do I? This is the Nandu carapinosus. Wait a second. Ah. Wait a minute. What is that? Well, my goodness. Looky here. No wonder the Nandu didn't eat last time. It was in pre-molt. I think it ate part of its molt, which is why I didn't spot it. I thought it looked different. Well, obviously we're not going to feed this one today. Awesome. Nandu carapinosus molted. I don't know what day that was, but had to have been this week. So, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to wait till next Friday before I feed it. Very cool. Good for you. Alright. Okay then. Well, we'll leave you alone and let you heal up. Please don't get your legs caught in the lid. Thank you. Okay. Ready? Phonopama simani, Costa Rican zebra. Definitely ready to eat. As always. There's one. You want the other one? Okay. Well, I'm sure you will get it later. Alright. A Phonopama simani, very good eater. This next one is my Acanthoscurria geniculata, who's always willing to eat. unless it's in pre-molt, but it is not in pre-molt yet. Although I do think it's getting there. The abdomen is starting to get a little darker. But it still has, I think, another week or two before it molts. So, yeah, no problem. That one is a definite pig. But from what I've heard, the Canthoscuria tarantulas are definitely known for their eating. And this one is certainly no exception. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous tea. I prefer bigger teas to the smaller slings, but this one's actually fun. It really is, because it already has most of its adult coloration, and it eats already like, you know, there's no tomorrow. So, alright. Very good. You never disappoint me. Alright, next up, we have my new tarantula. This is a burrowing species. This one is my Australian blue leg. The PQ 113 Phalangeus species. Correct me if I'm mispronouncing that. This is a burrowing tarantula. So good luck if we see her, or he, whatever it is. But you know, you never know, we might get a surprise. I think I saw a little movement. I purposefully dropped the cricket right there because yesterday, when I watered my tarantulas, I saw little legs come out of that little hole right there. Right now this tarantula isn't much to look at. It's just about a 1-inch sling. It's kind of a brownish color, but as it grows up it will start to gain adult coloration, and the adult coloration is kind of a grayish silver color, and the femurs will be blue, hence the name Australian blue leg. So it will be an absolutely gorgeous tea. And I'm really sorry about Frankie Cato losing his Australian blue leg. I felt so bad for him. He was so excited about that tea, and then it had a bad molt, a terrible molt. It's just one of those things where that just happens. You know, you can do everything right, but sometimes teas just have bad molts. You know, it's kind of like with people. You know, people could eat right, exercise, and they still die of something. You know, they still die of some sort of disease. So it's kind of the same idea there. You know, you can do everything right for your tarantula, and they could still have a bad molt. That's just the way it is. It is a gamble. I am taking the advice, valuable advice, from one of my subscribers. He suggested that I try not to disturb the tarantula's hide much, because that is their safe haven, and that stresses out the tarantula. So as you can see, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm taking his sound advice, and so you're going to see me do a lot less of the disturbing their caves. It is true, after all, they do go to a lot of work to get it the way they want it. So as you can see, that's one of the holes that the cricket's going into, that the tarantula dug. And there's a couple more in there. Well, I keep hoping to see an attack. No luck yet. Well, at least we saw maybe a leg or two. This tarantula is a whistling tarantula. When it gets irritated, it stridulates, hisses, basically a warning to back off. Their venom is potent. It's an old world tarantula, so you definitely want to respect this one. Well, I keep hoping the cricket will move closer to that hole over there, because I think that's where the tea is waiting. I have some cork bark under there. I'm sorry I'm making such a long video of this tarantula. I think the reason is because this is my brand new one and we don't have much on this one yet, and so hoping to catch an attack. But it appears we're not going to have luck this time around. Even though this is a pet hole, they're still very interesting teas to have. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of info on them out there. I've looked, believe me, I've looked, and I found a little bit, but just not as much info as I would like, but luckily enough to go on at least, to make sure that I have the enclosure the way it's supposed to be. Okay, well, this is getting old, so we'll just, well, you saw a leg or two, and that's it. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. Maybe someday we'll get an attack from this one, but not today. Okay, next one. I have to raise this up a little bit. This one is my Heteroscadra maculata, the Togo starburst baboon. Definitely my fastest sling, no question. I mean, ooh. Wow. All I have to do is pick up the actual enclosure and that tea just spins around lightning fast around the cork bark. I mean, it's just I could tell this one's going to be loads of fun when it gets bigger. Oh yeah. I couldn't tell if that was just a defensive strike or if it had tried to grab it but missed it. Sometimes it does like to burrow, but here lately it's been hanging out on the cork bark. Yeah, it's too small. I don't want to. The cricket's very smart. One little move, and that cricket's gone. The cricket moved, but the tea has is on the other side. Well, unfortunately, didn't take it yet. Well, we don't have all day. We have other teas to feed. So, just going to put the lid back on this one. And I'm sure it'll get it later. Okay, let's see here. Yes, I got a tripod. So, it's one of those really cool adjustable ones. So, excuse me a minute as I get this the way I want it. Okay, we have the Acanthoscurria brocklehursti, another very good eater. I have some nice juicy crickets for you. Sheesh. Why, you think this one was hungry? Yikes. Imagine if that had been your finger. Ugh. That's why you shouldn't hold a Acanthoscurria. Just like with the Chromatopalma cyanopubescens, this one has a voracious appetite and will attack anything that moves. And that could be your finger. Wow. Oh yeah, and something very funny about this tea. This one likes to eat over its water dish. Don't ask me why. It just does. That is its eating spot. It prefers to eat, it prefers a plate with its meal, apparently. Has to have its meal on a plate. So yeah, that is typical. And as you can see, the tea is webbing, keeping would-be predators at bay so that it can feast in peace. And sometimes you'll see the teas actually drop the prey and web over it, and then they pick it back up and feast at their leisure. Oh, I so hope this one's a female. Probably will not be able to tell until another molt or two. Please let this be a female. This is one of my favorites. Tell you what. This tea is amazing. Brocklehursti. Acanthoscurria brocklehursti. Eating machine just like the geniculata. I mean, look at the abdomen. It's already healthy looking. And it's got a fairly good sized cricket there. So, it's about a medium sized cricket. Aren't they cute? Look at that. Amazing, aren't they? I don't know why it likes to eat there. It just does. Maybe it's because it's surrounded by the fake foliage there and it feels safer being surrounded by the leaves there. That could be why. In fact, that might be actually why. When this one gets bigger and I move it into a larger enclosure, I'll have a cave for it. But right now it just has the leaves. Okay, well, you were fun to watch. You made up for the last two boring teas. Thank you. Appreciate that. The Heteroscadra maculata and the Australian blue leg kind of let us down. But you more than made up for it, sweetie. Alright, well, we'll let you eat in peace now. It's going to kind of aggravate it by me just putting the lid on. So I try to do it gently, but unfortunately there's not a very gentle way of putting these on sometimes. Alrighty. This one is the Brachypalma abopilosum, and I have to have two hands to open this one. Look at there! On top of your cave today. Oh, you're gonna eat. This one is my sweetest tarantula. But when it eats, oh, it's not so sweet then. See what I mean? No mercy. No mercy at all. Just as Rob C. would say, bam. I miss his videos. He needs to hurry up and post some more. Isn't she cute? I mean, how could you not think that's cute? Look at that. Ooh, I hear some crunching. Hear that? Crunch, crunch, crunch. Need to buy me some roaches, then you'll really hear some crunching. Oh, look at this. Oh, I'm so happy. That's two teas in a row that made up for the last two. You made me very happy, sweetie. Brachypalma abopilosum, one of the most docile tarantulas out there. Unique with its curly hairs. Hence the name Honduran curly hair is its common name. Oh yeah, in case you, that's my dog snoring. That's my dog. That's my little weenie dog over there. Look at that. Very impressive tarantula. Please let this be a female. I want this one to live a long time, just like John 3800's Curly Sue. Probably his most prized tarantula. At least one of them anyway. Yeah, the terrestrial New Worlds are my favorite tarantulas, actually. That's why I have more terrestrial New Worlds than I do arboreals or Old Worlds. These are my favorite. And I guess the reason why I like them the most is because they are not pet holes typically. You do get a pretty good view of them. Plus, I like the bulkiness of them. And many of them are docile enough to handle. Well, some of them. Some are skittish and some are pretty docile to handle. But the venom's not as potent, even though it can bite. But I just love the terrestrials. I like the way they look. I like the bulkiness of them. And like I said, they're not pet holes, so you get a good viewing of them. Alright, well, we'll let this one feast in peace. You enjoy that precious. See if I can very gently put the lid on without scaring it. There we go. Okay. Now, here's the pokey.